Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Blackie Theatre Company season of More Than a Little Black Dress, written by the Australian playwright Joe Denver and directed by our very own Sabina Erica. It is significant to know that this year marks 50 years since the death of the legendary Coco Chanel. In the spirit of reconciliation, the Blackie Theatre Company acknowledges the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea and community. We would like to commence our performance by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather today, the Darug and Gundungurra peoples, and pay our respects to their elders past and present, and we extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples here today.
You sent for me, Reverend Mother?
Patience, Gabriel. All things happen when they should and not before.
Yes, Reverend Mother.
Now I need to talk to you. You have been with us at Orbazine Convent since you were 12. Today you are 18 and no longer a child. So it is time for you to leave. I wonder, are you ready to leave?
Oh yes, Reverend Mother. Indeed I am. I've been ready for so long. When may I leave?
There's that impatience again. Impatience will make your judgment hasty. You must learn to curb it.
I will learn to curb my impatience, Reverend Mother.
Oh, I doubt that. We have found accommodation for you in Moulin.
Thank you.
With your sister, Eugenie, in a boarding house for Catholic girls.
Thank you, Reverend Mother.
She has settled in well. She was always the good one.
Did you find work for me too? I'm sorry, I'm trying to curb it.
I have heard that you have a great talent for sewing. In Moulin, we have found work for you as a seamstress.
Yes, Reverend Mother. I believe I can do a great many other things too.
Beware the sin of pride, Gabriel Chanel.
Yes.
What do you hope for your future?
I want to make a lot of money.
Money, mon Dieu, girl, have you not learnt anything here? Money is not important. Christians strive for the richness of spirit.
And that is why I'll give most of it to the poor.
I doubt that. But it is a charitable thought. Charity, Gabriel, another quality you should embrace.
Yes, I will try to be charitable.
I hope you will do more than try. You owe much to the charity of others.
Yes, Reverend Mother, I will always be charitable.
So, it is now time for you to leave. It is time for you to go into the world. A world full of evil. A world full of temptation of the flesh. A world full of frivolity and fornication. Have you considered taking instruction in holy orders?
You mean be no.
No, I thought not. But I do have to ask each girl when she leaves. Here are some contacts for you in Milan.
Thank you.
And a little gift we give to each of our girls when they leave us.
Oh, a Bible. I will keep this in a safe place.
Well, I hope that you will continue to live your life by it. Goodbye, Gabriel Chanel.
Goodbye, Reverend Mother.
Oh, before you go, tell me, what have you learned here?
I have learnt the value of discipline. A lot of that. I have learnt a skill which will earn me a living. I must not be impatient, and I will avoid the sin of pride.
And
I must be charitable. And always in my mind, the colour black.
One moment. Good morning, madame.
Monsieur.
Chanel?
Monsieur.
Are we to wait for Madame Raymond?
She should be here by now.
I suppose we can start without her.
Just the formalities, perhaps.
State your name.
Pardon.
Your name.
Coco Chanel.
Your real name. According to your baptism certificate, you were named Gabrielle Bonheur Chanel, not Coco.
And Alexander was not named the Great on his baptismal certificate,
No, he had to earn that title.
as I did mine.
Sorry. So sorry. Everywhere there are queues. Buses, trains, taxis. But Paris is moving again. Without any permission from an occupying force. So, this is her.
If you mean, am I Coco Chanel? Yes, I am. Now we've established my name. Etiquette dictates that you show me the same courtesy.
What? What did I miss?
Etiquette, you are not here for some garden party.
This is Madame Dubois, and this is Madame Raymond.
Why does she need to know our names?
And you, monsieur?
I am Gilbert Renouf. It is unfortunate that we meet under these circumstances. Mademoiselle, this is Madame Raymond. Let me introduce Mademoiselle Chanel.
Thank you for the invitation.
It was not an invitation. It is a summons on behalf of the Free French Collaboration Tribunal.
Oh, I must have misinterpreted. You see, it was the word free. I associate that word to mean having the choice.
Do not use the word free lightly, mademoiselle. Many brave Frenchmen gave their lives, so we may be able to apply it to our country once again.
Only one man on the committee?
Men lose any impartiality when faced with an attractive woman, no matter how shady her past.
Ooh, you make me sound far more interesting than I am. Shady?
We do appreciate you work from a different moral compass than the rest of us.
Moral compass. Are we here to discuss my politics or my sex life?
We believe you frequently used one to further the other.
I agree my moral compass would differ from yours. But as one gets older...
You are still a very handsome woman.
I was not talking about myself.
And this is why we only have one man on the committee.
So I'm to be thrown to the lionesses. Well, go ahead. But first, what is this?
Your name has been put forward, along with many others, for investigation into your activities during World War II.
Activities? I do not remember being allowed many activities. There was a war on, remember?
If I may be blunt, mademoiselle, you are on the list referred to as horizontal collaborators.
Horizontal. How unimaginative.
We need to know about your associates.
One moment.
What are you doing?
Well, like you, I brought my notes. Now, which dates are we looking at?
Well, no specific dates yet.
It's a little disorganized. For an inquisition.
Oh, mademoiselle, this is not an inquisition. Just a few questions.
You started from humble origins.
Depending on which story you believe.
Humble origins. Many lost everything during the war, yet you emerged from it one of the richest women in Europe. How?
Most of my business dealings were conducted overseas.
Yes, you opened your first boutique in 1913. How were you able to finance that?
That was years before World War II. Why do you want to know that?
You should know that as early as 1929, the police had quite a file on you. That file is in the archives in Paris.
Follow me? Whatever for?
Even then, there were some concerns about your associates, including several suspected German spies.
If there were spies around, they must have been good at their job. I did not recognize any.
We are looking at a pattern that began early in your life. We are at a loss to understand how a young girl of no social standing or resources found the money to open several shops.
Shops?
Boutiques.
Ah, yes.
You started with nothing and ended up with a fortune. How?
Mademoiselle, you must answer the question.
What you are asking is how did I become rich? I became rich catering for the very rich.
And how did you do that?
By tying together the two things you so cleverly linked, politics and sex. What you missed out was sheer talent and the ability to work my fingers to the bone. Now, before we continue with this charade, I think I need to have a smoke.
I'm sure I've seen you before.
Not that I can remember.
Ah, the Riviera. We probably met there.
Ah, yes, well, I have been there, but then everyone has. Did you find something suitable for Mademoiselle?
I cannot decide between the yellow,
Mimosa, the colour of the season.
the yellow and the blue. Blue brings out the colour of my eyes. That's what you always say.
They are extraordinary.
Have you tried the black and cream? So sophisticated. A colour combination that I favour.
No, I think black makes a person look so old.
No, you're quite right. Not your style at all. You need something much simpler.
We'll take the blue and the mimosa.
Really? Both of them?
Why not?
Oh, you are a darling.
Will you be taking a hat also?
No, always says my hair's too beautiful to cover with a hat.
Julia, would you like to go back to the showroom and make sure we haven't missed anything?
Oh, you wonderful man. How can I ever thank you?
I'm sure she'll find a way.
And thank you, Mademoiselle Chanel. You have such beautiful things. Boy insisted we come here, and now I know why. Could we just look at everything again?
Certainly, mademoiselle.
Kate, it's an unusual name.
Well, it was a pet name my father gave me. I was his little Coco. You are very generous.
Are you generous too?
I was brought up to be charitable,
An admirable quality.
so I am told. Your little friend?
Ha, my niece.
Aha, your niece, of course. You know, you would be surprised how many nieces find their way here. Usually just the ones.
That's the way of nieces. Mademoiselle, you have exquisite taste and a style all of your own.
Ah, one tries.
No, it comes natural to you, but you need to move to Paris for real recognition.
Ah, Paris, it is my dream. Oh, what's it cost?
I may be able to help
Help? How?
as a business venture.
A business venture?
Perhaps some kind of financial arrangement.
You have so much faith in me.
I had a friend who had a similar arrangement with you, beneficial to both parties.
Ah, Etienne.
Yes. He said he set you up in a hat shop, but I can see you've branched out.
Not enough money in hats.
Also, I know many of your clients on the social circuit. Your name is frequently mentioned, very favorably.
All this flattery. You make me blush.
I don't think you've ever blushed in your life. I know where I've seen you before now. At the music hall.
No.
Yes, in the park at La Rotonde, next to the cavalry barracks. I heard you sing there. It was more performing than singing, but you were quite charming.
I want to be a singer. Boy says I'm quite good. He's going to find me a singing teacher that I'll be very good.
Of course you will.
You would be surprised how many singing teachers there are around here. Almost as many as nieces.
What do you sing? Opera?
Yes, sort of.
I've never been to the opera. Can we go?
Any way you wish. You made a wise choice when you switched from singing to design.
Would you like your purchases delivered?
Yes, if you would.
Captain Arthur Edward Capel, a polo player.
Captain of the English team. My address is on the card.
Why are you really here?
I heard a lot about the quality of your work, and I wanted to see it for myself. What made your design stand out?
That is simpler. I freed the body.
Oh, all for that.
I liberate the woman's figure from the restraints of the corset.
I so
And
agree.
use soft jersey materials to drape and enhance, rather than to restrict.
I thought we came here to buy something for me.
Yes, that too.
I will see that your order is delivered.
Give some thought to what we spoke about.
And what did you speak about, boy?
You are a little old to be called boy.
I too have a pet name. It was business, ma chérie, just business. Au revoir, Mademoiselle Chanel.
Just Coco.
Can we go now?
I'll call again when we can talk.
Will you have another niece with you?
Too obvious?
It does stretch the credibility somewhat.
You can contact me at...
I can read.
I'm sure there's many things you can do. Au revoir, Coco.
Au revoir, boy.
A pet name your father called you. You barely even remembered our given names. He left us at a convent in Aubazine when you were 12 years of age, and as far as I know, he's still running. Coco was what the audience called out to you when you were singing, and it was not always flattering.
It was the name of the little dog I always sang about.
The dog was called Coco, and you know it. You changed the Coco, but the audience knew well what you meant.
There is always room for refinement.
Well, it was not there. And you haven't ever been to the Riviera. I have, but then who hasn't? You've got to stop fantasizing like you do.
Eugenie, my life began when I opened this boutique. Who would buy quality fashion from an orphan? And at the prices I charge? No. While you work with me, do not ever mention the past again. Yours or mine.
Well, I hope you have a good memory, because there's an awful lot of fantasy storing up.
I will remember just what I need to remember. And what I need everyone else to remember. Now, where was I born?
Who knows?
Exactly. Now keep it that way.
Oh, I'll go parcel up the order for boy.
Captain Arthur Edward Capel. Boy.
You are smiling?
I was thinking of boy.
You had an affair with a boy?
I can assure you, he was no boy.
Have you always been a kept woman?
A kept woman? You do have some archaic expressions. Are you married?
It's none of your business, but yes, and have been for many years.
And does your husband keep you?
Of course, but that is different. That is respectable.
Ooh, what a fine, self-righteous word that is. Listen. Respectable. You can almost hear the starch crackling. To say that to be respectable, one must have a husband, sounds like a Sunday school text.
Mademoiselle, a comment such as that is unnecessary and demeaning.
Many women find great happiness with a husband for a life partner.
Yes, I'm sorry, Madame Raymond. I'm sure you and your husband are quite content together.
Did this boy support you?
Support? No, I did not need his support. In 3 years, I opened more boutiques.
With his financial help?
At the beginning, yes, it was a business arrangement, and every cent he invested, I repaid him with interest. In fact, you could say there was quite a bit of interest.
Why? She's not talking about money.
Mademoiselle, it may amuse you to try to shock these two good ladies, but it might be wiser if you were to treat this committee with the respect it is due.
If I must. But I am intrigued to know why you're so interested in my personal life.
Collaboration with the Nazis is something of a personal thing, would you not say? Before we are finished here, we will know everything we need to know about your life, personal, financial, and political.
Oh, it's almost time to go.
It is always almost time to go.
You know I'd much rather stay with you.
Then stay. We will barricade the door, stock up with bolly, and have lobster and caviar delivered through the cat flap.
Do you think we could get a crate of bolly through that cat flap?
We will get a bigger cat. Boy, can we talk about marriage?
Marriage? And spoil a perfectly perfect relationship.
Perfectly perfect. I want you here with me always. You keep going away.
I thought you understood. I have to do that. Estate commitments, foreign interests, polo.
Polo is not important.
What are you saying, woman? I can't walk away from that. I'm the captain. Last 3 matches, 3 wins in a row. I thought we agreed that when I'm away, I'm a free agent, and so are you.
Yes. Perhaps I do not want to be free.
Coco, no matter where we go, we will always come back to each other, no matter what.
Even marriage to someone else?
You know marriage is out of the question for us. My family would never sanction it. I have to marry within my own circle. And I must say, they're a pretty joyless lot to choose from. Scrawny necks, flat shanks, yellow teeth.
Are you talking about women or horses?
Sometimes it's a very fine line. You know, they need you over there to show them how to dress.
Yes, but you could never take me to the county ball, could you?
Trust me, you would hate it.
Oh, all these titles. Why do the English need all these titles?
Well, you French solved that problem, didn't you? All in one fell swoop, courtesy of Madame Guillotine. That's far too messy for the British. We like order, not all those heads bobbing around aimlessly.
I should think my name is far better known than any of theirs. And I did it all myself, without the backing of a titled family.
Family? Isn't that subject taboo?
Yes.
Coco, you are the most fascinating woman I've ever met. You're in a league of your own.
Yes, I am. I'm treated like royalty. Sheikhs want to carry me off to their harem, and I'm wooed by millionaires. But I'm not good enough for you to marry.
You're probably too good.
Do you love me?
Of course I do, you silly goose. Madly.
Oh, well, most people in love want to marry.
Don't give me that hypocritical institution called marriage. Not you of all people. Marriage has absolutely nothing to do with love. In fact, it's the opposite. It's an arrangement.
A business arrangement.
Yes, you see, you understand.
We have talked about this before.
Look, let's call a truce for a while. Good. Now we've got that settled, all this talking's given me a thirst. I'll go get the body.
Good man. You know, I could never bear to hear that you had married someone else.
Why? It wouldn't make the slightest difference to us. Whoop! There she goes. And I must say, the French turn out some darn fine wines, and women, and the two together, magnifique. Champagne. I drink it when I'm happy and when I'm sad. Sometimes I drink it when I'm alone. When I have company, I consider it obligatory. I trifle with it when I'm not hungry, and drink it when I am. Otherwise, I never touch the stuff, unless I'm thirsty.
Do you want me to drink it or genuflect?
Always so impatient.
Did you make up that silly ditty?
No, but I'm sure I could have got around to it sometime. I know that look. You're scheming. Don't we usually have a drink first?
Come here.
Or later, if you wish. What is it?
Give me your coat.
My blazer. Stay on.
Uh-huh.
That's my favourite blazer. I've just had the alma mater insignia and printed there in gold silk. Why do you want it? It's too big for you.
Not when I've finished with it.
You see, you look ridiculous.
Do you have any idea how stunning a woman can look in a man-style tailored jacket? There. How feminine is that?
I don't like the way this is going. Haven't you got enough of your own clothes?
Yes. Yes, that's it. A complete collection. A male collection for ladies of taste. Why, just a few snips and voila! Scissors!
Oh,
Scissors!
no, you don't. Take it off. It's mine.
Oh, boy!
You're not having
Take
it.
your hands off
Take
me.
it off. It's
I want
not
it.
yours.
Boy, let me have it!
Take it off. It's my favourite blazer. Why do you want it anyway? It's too big for you.
The new boxy suit from Chanel. The English look.
Ah.
Marvelous!
Good God. Isn't anything sacred? Forget it. You're not having it. Now let's have that drink. What's in the box?
Oh, Paul Iribe wants me to showcase some of his jewellery in my next collection.
Paul Iribe.
Yes, do you know him?
I know who he is.
And you know, he is a wonderful artist. He makes the most beautiful pieces of jewellery. What?
I don't like him. He's a dangerous man.
Oh, he's a pussycat.
He is openly political, far too right-wing for comfort.
I care nothing for people's politics, you know that.
That may be, but there's talk of war. And in this climate, people can make some unlikely alliances they may live to regret.
Paul is no threat. He's simply passionate about things. A true artist.
Artists are opportunists. There's hundreds like him just waiting out there, weighing up their odds until they choose their little bedfellows.
Oh, well, I know nothing about that. But I do know, as you do yourself, that Paul throws the best cocaine parties in Paris. Do you think we'll go to war?
More than likely, but it won't last long.
Now, no more serious talk. Let's finish the bottle. And then we will say goodbye. Again.
Oh, every time
Let's dance.
we say goodbye, I die a little. Every time we say goodbye, I wonder why a little.
Tell us about your relationship with Paul Iribe.
He was a friend.
How friendly.
He was a friendly business associate.
Paul Iribe shared the same right-wing views as you yourself?
No. I do not have any politics. I'm a designer. I mind my own business about the beliefs of others.
We have just come out of a long, drawn-out war because many people claimed to hold that view. A view often held to be convenient rather than true.
Back to Reed. You must have had to know him well. You financed his magazine.
It is what I would do for a
The
friend.
Witness.
Yes, tell us about this magazine you so generously financed for a friend.
This magazine, which spewed out intense hatred for the Jewish people and their culture.
Oh, you have this so wrong. He was an artist. He just drew a few cartoons.
Cartoons? The most effective use of propaganda?
He was the editor. He must have known the content.
The magazine was an ultra-violent, right-wing publication aimed at laying all of France's woes on the Jews. His cartoons were not funny. They were ugly and vicious. They were used as a platform to fuel fear of foreigners and minority groups. He targeted everyone who was different.
He was just an artist. A charming man.
You are named here as being anti-Semitic.
Named where? In your personal notes? Many people were anti-Semitic. Hitler did not have to work too hard to persuade the majority to think as he did.
Ah, like yourself.
No, that is not true.
You admit you dislike the Jewish people as a race.
When did I ever say that?
Did you?
No, I have many Jewish friends.
They were not friends. They were business associates with money. People you used as you climbed up the ladder.
Oh, really now you are being petty? Money attracts money, no matter the nationality. Of course I would rather do business with someone with money than without.
Even if they were Jewish.
We will come back to that later.
And, since you ask, there were several groups I disliked, including communists, socialists, capitalists, oh, and do not forget the Freemasons. You need not write them all down. You can only shoot me once.
So longer line here. Come in. Are you in the right place?
I am Simone.
Simone.
Oh, this is the girl.
Which girl?
She's looking for work.
Here.
This is Mademoiselle Chanel.
I can say, mademoiselle.
What were you thinking? This is no place for her. Give her a few francs. Send her on her way.
I've seen some of her work. She's very good. And much like your own, meticulous, detailed, intricate.
Do you really think that...
Yes, I do. We need the help around here.
That will be another wage.
She'll work for cheap.
Oh, do you think she would?
Yes. And perhaps she could model as well.
Ha! Model. Look at her. She's far too fat. I'm not fat.
Have you ever modeled before, dear?
Mon Dieu. We have a giggler.
Oh, we can soon fix that. Simone, do not giggle in here again. It is not allowed.
As you wish.
Simone, walk over to that door as though you are modeling one of my creations. This is never going to work.
Imagine you're showing off a beautiful dress. Can you try that?
Oh, for heaven's sake, we are not going to bite you. Unless you giggle again.
Look. Now, you try.
I think we can forget about the modeling. Eugenie, go and find some suitable shoes for...
Simone?
What shoe size are you?
I do not know, mademoiselle.
You do not know your shoe size? Where are you from? The darkest Africa?
I left Aubusine Convent this morning.
Close. And the greatest of these is charity.
Eugenie, please go and find some suitable footwear for...
Simone?
Simone. Can you make a Jeannie, you are too soft-hearted. All right, we will go and see if there is anything we can do.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will walk properly, you will see, and I will sew, and
And you will not giggle.
and I will not giggle.
Come with me. Come.
Bonjour. Merci.
She's doing quite well, you know.
What's that? Tell me.
Oh. It's boy. He's married someone from a titled family. Oh.
How many workers would you say you have employed?
Over the years, many people.
In what capacity?
Oh, seamstresses, cutters, packers. There was always a place for a good worker. Where is this going?
I believe you had a reputation for being hard on your employees.
Hard? If by that you mean did I expect them to do the work they were paid to do, then yes, I was hard.
Long hours?
Sometimes when we had to get orders out in a hurry.
You had quite a turnover in workers. Some said your approach was said to be almost militant.
Said to be. That is what this is about. Hearsay, gossip, but very lean on the facts. I did not ask anything of my workers I did not ask of myself. I knew the importance of discipline many years ago, and I expected the same quality from them. What on earth are you finding to scribble down in all that? What have you written? Chanel was cruel to her workers. She beat them if they did not work fast enough. And if you think that you can, that you can intimidate me better than you have tried.
And that is what you think you are, better than me. Your past history is not helping you. Let me tell you, mademoiselle.
Come on. What is this?
Please
Come
stop.
on, hang on, what is this? I have given work to many people and treated them well over the years. How can you relate this line of questioning to World War II?
We are establishing...
My business was closed then.
We are establishing the sort of person you are. We know all about you and your unsavoury wartime activities.
You knew you had no need to hide.
Stop it. This is getting us nowhere. Let us all calm down. Ladies, a word please. Madame Dubois.
Did you almost leave without me?
Oh! Oh!
Darling girl, how I've missed
Oh, stop!
Stop, I barely started yet.
Do you think it is right for me to be kissing a married man?
Certainly not, unless it's me. We almost done here.
I've sent the rest on. Can you believe I now have a boutique in Paris, and I'm going to be living at the Ritz, which is practically next door. I am so excited, and I owe it all to you, you wonderful, wonderful man. How can I ever thank you?
They'll be lining up at the Ritz, waiting for you, waiting to meet the legendary Coco Chanel. I'm so proud of you. Do you think we should go and check the bedroom out before we leave?
Oh, now, there is nothing at the bedroom here that won't be at the one at the Ritz when we get there. The removal men, time to go!
Coco, you know there could never be anyone else, don't you? No one else, Just you. Always.
I do not think it is possible to be this happy again. Ever.
The way you wear your hat, the way you sip your tea, the memory of all that. No, no, they can't take that away from me.
And today, to mark Coco Chanel's first collection in Paris, we proudly present the dress all women have been waiting for. The must-have dress for every occasion. Chanel's little black dress.
Madame Dubois?
I apologise, mademoiselle.
I accept your apology.
Good. Now you've all had a little break and had a chance to settle down. It is time to start over. We all know that you are a national icon, mademoiselle. You are responsible for putting Paris on the map and France, making France the epicenter of fashion and style. Your perfume line is known in every country. Even I, as a mere male, know of the success of your little black dress.
Thank you.
Ah, a little black dress. We all remember that one.
Did you buy one? Or you, madame?
At the prices you charge? Your clothes were not made for ordinary people, just the rich ones.
Oh. And given the choice, which would you have had as clients? The rich or the poor? In fact, I designed my little black dress to wear at a boy's funeral. And then decided it could be worn at any time by any woman. It had and still has great appeal.
Yes, well, we must move along. So, at the beginning of the World War II, you had another boutique in Paris, and you were living at the Ritz. Quite an achievement for a girl raised in a convent.
Convent? Convent? Oh, think what you will.
Here I am, back again!
At last! You've been going so long!
Oh, I thought you were going to Monte Carlo. I did, and the collection was a huge success. We had no reason to worry about the knee-length bathing suits being too racy. You should see some of the things they wear there. And they snapped up everything. Look at this.
All these are firm orders.
Firm orders.
Obviously plenty of money in Monte Carlo.
You would never think we had just come out of a war. It was as if everyone wanted to make up for all those grey years. It's such a wonderful place, Eugenie. Everyone there is so bright and clever and so rich. Oh, I love them all. And they loved me. And I met the most marvelous man, the Duke of Westminster. But everyone calls him Bendor. You see, It's one of these aristocratic things where everyone has to have a silly nickname. But what does it matter what his nickname is? He's so handsome and so rich. They say he is the richest man in England.
A duke this time. All these rich, influential men. How do you do it?
Oh, what a silly thing to say. You of all people know that?
What happened to old Duke Dmitri? I thought he was top favored and left.
Yes, but he is cash poor, poor darling. Yes, he is Russian aristocracy, but all he has is the title, not a ruble to his name. So after Monte Carlo, we went back to Bendor's estate in Scotland. You should see it, Eugenie. It is so big. It goes on forever, like its own country. Oh, and you'll never guess who was there?
Bonnie Prince Charlie.
No, Winston Churchill. Who? You know who he is, Eugenie, and he is a very clever man. They say he is a direct descendant of the Duke of Marlborough.
Well, you do like your dukes.
And I discovered I have another talent. Bendor and Winnie said I was sensationally good at it.
Am I allowed to ask?
Fishing, Eugenie! I discovered I'm frightfully good at fishing.
I'm not at all surprised. For years I've watched you throwing out your line and reeling in your catch. And you're right, you're frightfully good at it.
You will not upset me today. I'm far too happy. Oh, and I have started to design the new collection.
Oh, already?
Yes, it is amazing what can be done with plaids and tweed.
Tweed? No one will buy that. It'll be far too prickly.
No, not prickly. It will be soft, comforting, so unexpected, I promise you. Come, I'll show you what I brought back.
Coco Chanel's winter collection is inspired by the wilds of Scotland, incorporating the colors and textures of its rugged terrain, the blacks and purples of the lakes, the pale grey sky reflected in the pools and the muted mauves and greens of the heather on the hillsides. No one but Chanel could produce such an exquisite look from such an unlikely source. Warm and soft and so feminine. So Chanel.
What is she doing now? Mother Superior.
Forgive me for coming in unannounced. Gabriel was in such a hurry to get in, she left the door wide open.
Yes, she must have been in a hurry.
That was the impression I got. She could always lose herself when she needed to. She knew every nook and cranny in the convent, and Big Sister Eugenie always knew where she was, as I suspect you do now.
No, I don't know.
Eugenie, do not compound your complicity with a falsehood. Never mind, I came here to return something to Gabrielle.
I'll give it to her.
I don't know how she's managed all these years without it. You know, the last thing she said to me, your sister said to me, was that she would give money to the poor. But as yet...
Yes, of course, Reverend Mother.
Bless you. And she also said that she would give them most of her money. But of course we don't expect that. But perhaps she meant a little more than this.
Yes, a little more.
Oh, such generosity. Such generosity. Bless you. And one of the last things she said to me was a promise that she would always be charitable. Oh, bless you. You were always a good sister. Au revoir, Eugenie. Thank you. You can come out now, Gabriel. I'm leaving. Thank you for your generosity.
You gave her how much? Where is everybody?
They're all outside, drinking coffee.
Drinking coffee? There is no time for their break.
But they're up to no good.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Simone, where have you been?
Outside. They're all on strike.
Oh, don't be silly, you're not on strike.
I told you, they're up to no good.
Eugenie, go and tell them to get back to work.
You tell them. You employ them.
Not for very much longer. Simone, get back to work.
Why? Everyone else is on strike.
On strike? Whatever for?
More money.
More money? They are lucky to be employed at all. Half the country is out of work. What is the matter with them all?
Oh, you read the papers. Workers want to move towards communism. They want to stay in the workers' rights.
What has that got to do with management? Do they pay the wages? Sim, are you thinking of going on strike as well?
Can I?
Certainly not! And neither is anyone else!
Coco, stop! I know you want to go out there and just shout at them, but things are getting serious. They're getting militant. They want to form a trade union.
A trade union? Unless they get back to work, there will be no trade.
They gave us all a card. Look.
Who gave you a card?
Men from the union. They said that this is the way everyone is going. They said it's called communism.
Communism?
They said we are all brothers.
Ha! We will see about that.
Coco, stop! You need a different approach. Times are changing. You need to go out there and speak to them like you're an employee that cares more about them than profits.
I will go and I'm going to Wait, what did you say?
I wondered if you'd even heard me.
Eugenie, I do not know how to do the kind, caring thing. What should I say to them?
Negotiate. Tactfully.
Negotiate. Tactfully.
Tactfully. This is a new one for her.
We would like to hear more about the groups you disliked. What was it again? Communists, fascists, socialists? Oh, and let's not forget the Freemasons. Is that correct?
And you can add trade unions to that list.
You have reason to dislike the trade unions also?
They brought my workers out on strike, or at least they tried to bring my workers out.
And did they succeed?
What do you think?
Oh, Simone, you can get back to work now.
Sorry, I'm on strike.
Not anymore.
Oh, did you sack them?
No. I told them that they can run this shop in a communist manner.
You said that.
As long as I am head of the communist regime.
And they agree.
With the promise of a pay rise when they get caught up on the work they missed today.
But I'm paid for this.
Then who was the fool?
30s, you were involved in designing jewellery.
Yes,
Is there no end to your talents?
if there is. I have not found it yet.
How did you get into jewellery design?
I was commissioned to put together a jewellery collection.
Commissioned by?
The International Guild of Diamond Jewellers.
You do move in highly respected circles.
I believe I have been trying to tell you that.
Did you work on your own?
Ah, I thought this is where you were leading. I needed a partner, and I called on my very dear friend, Paul Iribe, but I'm sure you knew all about that.
His name does keep cropping up, and not in a good light.
Paul Iribe was a brilliant artist and designer. He created wallpaper, furniture, fashions. His jewellery pieces were exquisite. He designed costume and sets for Cecil B. DeMille, for God's sake. That is his legacy. They are the things he should be remembered for, not his politics.
I would not have expected such a person as yourself to be so naive. That is like saying, we should remember Hitler for his love of dogs.
It is not the same at all.
Oh no! Look at this! France is mobilizing!
Oh, does that mean we are going to have a war? Oh, almost certainly another war. What are we going to do? This time we will have to close.
Rose, why? Last time we stayed open.
This one will be much bigger. This time Germany is much better prepared.
Will they come here?
They're going everywhere else. Don't you ever read a newspaper? Where did you go to school?
I went to one of the best schools in Paris, a private all-girls school.
Very good girl, you're learning.
She is not and she did not.
But Mademoiselle said, oh, Mademoiselle
Eugenie
is ill. We should all go home.
I'm not ill. I'm just sick with worry.
Yesterday, my son, Andre, he had to be enlisted in the army.
Andre? What? No. He's not old enough.
Oh, Coco, Sally is. You should have seen all those young boys lining up for who knows what. Children. They were just children. Who sends them to war?
Perhaps he will not be sent to the front line.
Oh, where else would they send him?
What are we going to do? We will close this boutique, but keep open our jewelry and fashion outlet in Paris.
Why? Who will buy things like that in wartime?
Officers of all nationalities have wives and mistresses.
Do you mean we have to serve German officers?
If they want to spend their money with us, yes. Otherwise, you can stay here, but this salon will close. Now, where to start? Ah yes, I will go and find the dust covers.
Do we have to serve Germans? I thought they were our enemy.
It may never happen.
It will if they come here. Will they invade Paris?
Probably.
Oh, Eugenie, I'm afraid.
Everyone is.
Where has Mademoiselle gone? Do you think she'll let us go home?
And what good would that do anyone? Look, we'll be better off keeping busy. Come on.
How long do you think this war will last?
Until Germany gets everything it wants, I suppose.
Does it want France?
Probably.
Here you are. Make yourselves busy.
Will they really come to Paris? Will they dare do that?
Paris is just where they would come. It is the cultural capital of Europe.
Oh, I want to go home. What if they're here already?
Oh, Simone, you are silly. We would know if they were here already.
There. Is that everything? will not be long before we are back.
Coco? Coco, where are you? Coco! Yes? Coco, what am I going to do?
Dear.
Oh, you're the only one who can help. You have to help me.
Help! Look, here, calm down. Sit down. Sit down, Jen. What's happening? Nothing can be that bad.
It is. It's Andre.
Andre! No, he's not.
No, he's a prisoner of war.
Where?
I don't know. Germany, if that's where they take them. You have to help me get him out.
Me? How could I help?
You know people. You have influence.
Not in this area.
You do. You know German officers.
Only you could help.
Then ask the Duke.
Bendel? How could he help?
Stop the pretenses. Everyone knows.
Knows what?
This is not the time to play games, Coco. I want you to ask Pendor to intercept on Andre's behalf. But before you start making excuses, we all know he has the connection to the Nazi regime to do it.
Look, even if he did know the right people, there's no guarantee
Ask him!
that he could get through to the right
Ask
people.
him! This is my son, your nephew. We have to try. Promise me you'll try.
All right, I'll try.
You've got to promise.
This is all new territory for me, but I promise you I will try. You know, Duke and I are not as close as we used to be.
But you are still friends. You still see him.
We will always be friends, but not as we were. You see, he wants a male heir to carry on the family line. It's very important to him.
You're not going to be much use to him there, are you? That ship has well and truly sailed.
Yes, but
You lied about that too.
a little.
Now see where your lies get you? Barring a medical miracle, this one will catch you out.
Yes, I rather think it could.
But you will talk to him about Andre.
I will talk to him.
You come to the Duke of Westminster.
Ah, dear Bendor.
Another wealthy lover?
He was wealthy, and yes, he was my lover. Beautiful, charming man.
According to you, every male Nazi sympathiser was charming.
The Duke of Westminster was a fascist sympathiser who regularly bombarded the British House of Lords with his fanatical support for the Nazi regime.
How would I know? I never visited the House of Lords.
He was an active member of a group called The Link, which I'm sure you know was a right-wing German movement.
No, I have no knowledge of that movement. We never discussed politics.
No, that surprises me. His right-wing rants were legendary.
Did you also meet the Duke of Windsor?
But of course. His wife wears clothes beautifully.
Oh, was he a charming man too?
All insipid for my taste.
Mademoiselle, we feel that you are somewhat less than discreet in your choice of friends.
I cannot say this any plainer. I had no political leanings, and I did not judge others.
It might have been wiser had you done.
You will have to excuse me. I have been sitting here for over 2 hours, and I really need... what? Even Coco Chanel has to pee.
Second room on the right.
Thank you.
Mademoiselle Chanel. Such a pleasure. Baron Hans Gunther von Dinklager. It is an honor to meet you.
And I you, Baron.
Oh, we have a few mutual friends, the Duke of Westminster. He speaks very highly of you. Your charm, your diligence, your determination, your discretion.
Discretion, always.
He did not mention how attractive you are.
You're very kind.
It appears he asked me to speak to you. It appears you need some help regarding your nephew.
The Duke has always been more than generous with his help.
Ah, yes. Bento and I are old friends. My master was English, and it was in England where I met Bento, long before this war. You know, he was a bad influence on a boy straight out of the
He still is a bad influence, in a nice way.
Anyway, let us deal with the formalities first. Name, years, date of birth, blank.
A gentleman would keep it that way.
It is of no importance. Marriage status, single.
And you?
I suppose this is fair. Divorced. She was half Jewish. It's a party line, you understand.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No need to be sorry. It was expedient.
Expedient?
Better for both of us. You know, my wife, she always wore perfumes, Chanel No. 5.
Oh, she had excellent taste.
What can I say? I always thought a strange name for a perfume.
Number 5 has always been my lucky number.
Oh, today's Fissimo.
Oh.
A good omen.
What do you think?
I think it's my lucky number now, too.
Oh. You do not wear a uniform?
I have one, but I'm rarely called upon to wear it.
So you are in...
A branch which does not require a uniform. So, mademoiselle, your nephew?
Andre.
Yes, Andre. I've looked into this. I think it may take some time to work out. Perhaps we can do it less formally. Over dinner, perhaps?
Oh, I always think the best decisions are made over dinner.
Oh, wonderful. But is there a restaurant opening in the city which serves good food?
How about the Ritz? The food there is as ever, superb.
Oh, the Ritz it is. Will you book or shall I?
I have no need to book. I live there. We could have the meal served in my room. So much better for a private conversation. Otherwise, we could have a spy seated at the next table who would broadcast it to the world.
According to the manual, all spies have Friday nights off. 7 o'clock tomorrow?
I look forward to it.
Wonderful, mademoiselle. Such an elegant little hand to wield so much influence. I look forward to our appointment.
As do I, Baron.
Oh, Gunther.
Isn't that a little informal, considering our different positions?
I think you and I are not so different. We are both top of our chosen professions, and both ruthless and risk takers, I think. Would I be correct?
If I think the outcome would be worth it.
Yes, then I'll have to see that it is. Date of birth? Indefinable.
Are you ready, mademoiselle? I believe that the Duke of Westminster and Baron Dinklager knew each other.
They met in England many years before the war. The Baron's mother was English.
How interesting.
But his mother was English. I don't think it's that interesting.
No. The chain.
Chain? What are you talking about now?
The way the chain is forged. Link by link.
Starting with the Duke of Westminster, who betrayed an intense Nazi commitment every time he opened his mouth.
Then Paula Reed tarred with the Nazi brush.
And then Baron de Claude, a military officer in army intelligence, no less. Top of the tree in the Nazi regime. They do not come more committed than that.
And all friends of yours. Just coincidence? Or did you seek out these like-minded fanatics?
We may be here for some time, mademoiselle. We have barely started.
Wonderful. The Ritz lives up to expectations.
Come, sit. Where it is more comfortable.
To business. The matter with your nephew has been dealt with.
So soon?
His release is imminent.
I wondered if you could actually do it with your hands so quickly.
The Nazi machine is nothing if not efficient.
No one would doubt that. Oh, I'm so grateful.
About that, there's something you could do in return. General Schellenberg, the chief of SS intelligence, would like to meet you.
General Schellenberg wants to meet me. Why?
Don't look so nervous. He wishes to enlist your aid in a small matter.
The chief of SS intelligence wants to meet with me. No, I do not know anything.
Do not look so nervous. You will get the frown lines. It is but a small task.
You're sure?
I'm sure. Now, is there any other area where you need our assistance?
There is, actually.
Go on.
I would like the royalties for my Chanel No. 5 perfume returned to me.
You would have thought you already had them.
Before the war, I entered into a partnership with the Wertheimer brothers. They were to handle the manufacturing and distribution, which they did very effectively. But I only get 10%! They screwed me!
I find it hard to believe that Coco Chanel, businesswoman extraordinaire, lets that happen.
A misunderstanding. Can you help me get my perfume back? I want it back! It belongs to me!
That could be difficult.
I thought, perhaps, under the Nazi alienation of property laws?
The Wertheimers are Jewish.
Yes.
That is different. We are always willing to rescue property from the Jews and return it to its rightful Aryan owner. What? What did I say?
All the right things.
Then on a personal level, perhaps you can show me how grateful you are.
When the Germans billeted their officers at the Ritz, can you explain why you were the only French person allowed to continue living there? In luxury, while the rest of your countrywomen lived in fear and lives of deprivation?
I lived there long before the Germans moved in.
So did many others, but every French patriot moved out.
They were given no choice. Why were you allowed to live there?
It was convenient for me.
Convenient for you? How thoughtful of the occupying forces to consider your wishes.
Why would I move? Sorry, why would I move? It was my home.
A very elegant home, too.
Did you eat there?
Eat?
Did the Ritz provide you with food?
Sometimes. If I had there, I paid for it, a normal transaction.
There was nothing normal about it. You, a French woman living in luxury while your compatriots starved?
While the rest of France begged and borrowed for a loaf of bread, the rest of France who had no special privileges and quite often no fresh water or food to give to their children. Yet you, no doubt, dined on Chateau Latour and pheasant.
How did it feel, mademoiselle, to see the residents of Paris scavenging on the streets for food?
We understand that you entertained Nazi officers at your table, some very high ranking.
If they sat at my table, it does not mean they were invited.
You lived there for several years, so obviously socialising with the enemy did not disturb you.
I did not do any socialising. If I was spoken to, I answered just as you would yourselves.
I can truthfully say I have never had reason to speak to a German officer on a social matter.
Or me.
I will ask again. Why were you allowed to live there?
And I will say again, I do not know.
Well, is it good news, Sadie? It is. We get in first. A drink might help. Never mind a drink, Andre. What has happened to Andre? Tell me, I must know.
Sit. The important news is, Andre is to be freed.
Freed? Oh, thank God for that. Well, where is he going? Is he coming home?
He's coming home.
How do you know? Did you see the Duke?
I saw him.
And?
He sent me to see a friend of his.
Who? Someone important?
A charming man.
How is it you only ever meet charming men? Never mind. Who was it?
His name is Baron Hans Gunther von Dinklage.
That is impressive. A baron this time. Is that higher than a Duke?
I do not know. I do not think about these things.
Yes, you do. When have you ever dated a plumber?
Plumber? What is that? And how I do not know a plumber.
Oh, my boy will be free. When?
He will be with you within the month.
What a relief. Coco, you are a wonder. How did you manage? No, it does not matter. Andre is coming home. Now I can breathe again. Tell me more about this Baron. He's German, obviously. Your diary must be looking like the visitor's book at the League of Nations.
Mademoiselle, are you ready?
If we must continue with this farce, certainly.
Would you look at this photograph? Where was this photograph taken?
This is outside the glass doors of the Ritz Hotel Paris.
The entrance to the hotel?
Yes.
Which you claim you never used.
The Ritz, home of the rich and famous and German high-ranking officers.
Who were the two men you appeared to be having a friendly conversation with?
Just people. They were passing the time of day.
What nationality would you say they were?
Is this a trick question?
Mademoiselle, please answer.
In those black uniforms, I would hazard a guess they are SS officers.
Would you show the photograph to the others? Mademoiselle, thank
you. Very distinctive uniform. Distinctive and reviled by your fellow countrymen. Yet you appear to be engaged in animated conversation, perhaps even enjoying a joke. One may look at this and see a happy moment shared with friends.
You could hardly say you did not know who they were or what they represented.
They were probably just saying good morning.
And for you it probably was a good morning. How else would you interpret that moment?
I was answering them, just being polite.
Polite? That'd not be a quality I picked up in you.
Madame.
You appear, by your body language, to be saying more than good morning.
So now you can read body language. You ladies must have been selected for your extraordinary perceptive interrogation skills.
Madam, no, not interrogation.
Ladies, enough. Time for a coffee break, I think.
That sounds serious. I hope it is nothing horrible. If it is, I will not share any of my chocolates with you.
It is not all good news. We were unable to help you gain control of your perfume royalties.
What? Why?
The Wertheimers, as you know, fled to America at the beginning of the war.
What difference does that make? The actual business is still here. Making money. Money which should be mine.
Before they left, they transferred their holdings in Chanel No. 5 to a French company for the duration of the war.
The duration of the war? Ah! They gave my business to someone else?
Just till the end of the war.
But this war could go on forever. That transaction could not have been legal.
Right, so?
Ah! They screwed me! Again! They know every trick in the trickster's book. First they take away my royalties, and then give them away to someone else. Do I get them back at the end of the war?
Do not see how. Aren't you going to eat your chocolate?
No. I've lost my sweet tooth now. Is that all you came to tell me, to give me bad news?
No, I have good news too.
I'm glad there's some good news. So what else do you have to say to me?
I have to leave Paris.
Why?
You're not better than to ask me that. When the German officer is told to go, he does not question it.
Where are they sending you? Am I allowed to ask that?
Oh, that is the good part. To Switzerland.
Oh, is that good?
You can come too.
What?
There's nothing to stop you. Your business here is closed. You could be breathing the cool, crisp air of the Swiss Alps and enjoying the freedom of a neutral country. And better yet, I can arrange it.
To Switzerland?
To Switzerland.
Are there German operations in Switzerland? I thought Switzerland was neutral.
I could be there in a non-military capacity. And as you know, no country is truly neutral. Oh, say you will come, my Liebling. You must come. I cannot leave you.
You must, if those are your orders. It will be very lonely here without you.
It does not have to be like that. You must just say, yes, good day, I will come with you.
For how long?
Probably until the end of the war.
When will that be?
The way things are going, not turn out the way we had hoped.
What happens then? What happens to us after the war, Gunther?
We can stay in Switzerland.
But I must return to Paris. I must come back to my business before any more of it is given away to someone else.
There will be great changes, not only in Paris. Have you considered that it may be dangerous for you to come back?
Yes. Yes, I've thought about that.
It's a big decision for you to make.
I suppose I shall have to start getting used to all things Swiss.
Then you'll come with me?
How could I let you go on your own? You'll find another scheming little designer, and then where will I be? Chocolate?
Thank you.
You did not have coffee like this during the occupation.
Some may have done.
Ah, yes, the occupation. Let's talk about that and your involvement with the occupying force during those years, and the most damaging evidence against you, your relationship with Baron Hans Gunther von Dinklage.
Another charming man.
I did not realize you two had met.
I did not have to recognise the pattern. A rich man with a title and power, someone who could help you, regardless that he was an enemy of France.
I was not influenced by his title or financial power. I was attracted to the man himself.
Even if he was a German officer?
A woman does not ask for proof of nationality before embarking on what she thinks is going to be an exciting affair.
And was it?
Oh, that has nothing to do with it.
Really, mademoiselle, that was not necessary.
In answer to your question, madame, yes, it was very exciting.
Mademoiselle, Baron von Dinklage was a very unwise choice, if not a traitorous one. What were you thinking?
The heart has its reasons, the mind knows nothing of.
Spare us your sentimental quotes. A little more common sense and a little less schoolgirl sentimentality would not have gone astray. How old are you?
I beg your pardon?
I said, how old are you?
Why?
You have been following this pattern for a great number of years.
Your point being?
Well, you're still using influential men to further your ambitions. Surely you've reached an age where you no longer need to do that.
Need to? No, I don't seek relationships. They just seem to happen.
Still.
I am probably now the same age as either of you, and I'm sure you don't waste time worrying about your next relationship.
Certainly not. You did not tell us your age.
Good heavens, how could I remember something so unimportant?
Yes, your age. Rather like a chameleon.
How can you forget your age?
Because it is of no importance. Just a number.
Also, Mademoiselle's age is not part of these proceedings, and Mademoiselle, your attitude does not help the proceedings.
It's all right, Monsieur Renaud. I will tell them my age, if they will tell me theirs. I thought not.
You are the one being questioned, mademoiselle, not us.
I don't know how you managed to ensnare so many rich and influential men.
Madame Dubois, that is enough, let it go.
That is all you really want to know. How many lovers I had and the salacious details. Really, ladies, you are women of the world. You know how it is. But then perhaps you do not. Never mind.
Madame, that was entirely unnecessary. It is not appropriate for you to treat this committee with the levity you have embraced. And you, ladies, you are bordering on voyeurism.
He is right. This has nothing to do with the charge of, what was it again? Collaboration?
Ramsell.
Foolish. As it sounds.
There has been no charge.
Of course. We are just talking, are we not?
Never thought this day would come. Oh, did you see them all? Everyone is so happy. They're all dancing in the streets.
As they should be. More than 5 years of enemy occupation is over.
Oh, and the baker is baking fresh bread again. Did you smell it?
I'd forgotten that wonderful smell. I wanted to buy a room again in this shop.
Oh, do you think it will come back?
No, he won't come back.
But we've been told so many things that were not true.
Not anymore. All that is gone. Oh, wow, look at all the dust in this place.
This is so exciting. No more war, no more Germans, and no more Mademoiselle Chanel.
She's still in Switzerland.
Ah, with Baron von Glügeldinkel?
Baron Hans Gunther von Dinklager, that's the one.
Do you think she loves him?
Sure, she loves him. She loved them all.
Will she bring him back with her?
No, she can't. He'd be shot.
Why?
Why? Because he was a German officer and the enemy, and they were the ones we were fighting.
Then Mademoiselle Chanel should not have gone away with him.
No. But Mademoiselle Chanel does what Mademoiselle Chanel wishes to do.
Well, if they are in love and the war is over.
It'll be a long time before the war is really over. There'll be a lot of recriminations.
Is that bad?
It might not be good.
Why are we here? We have nothing to sell.
You wait. It won't take Coco long before she has something ready to launch. Although there are a lot more designers these days. Christian Dior, Pierre Balmain, Schiaparelli, which does mean more competition for her.
Competition? What will Mademoiselle do?
She'll do what she always does. She'll survive. Oh, there's nothing we can do here. Shall we go and join the celebration?
Yes!
This one was delivered by hand.
Not like the look of that. Never trust an official-looking envelope. It's probably another begging letter, asking for donations to help rebuild a church, a school, an orphanage.
They are all good causes. What is it?
It is from the Free French Collaboration Tribunal.
Collaboration? Oh, but this is not good. What are you going to do?
I shall have to go. It says I have been summoned. What do you think I should wear?
Coco, you've been summoned because they think you're collaborating with the Nazis and you're worried about what to wear? They won't even notice.
Oh, yes, they will. I will make sure that they do. I will go and find something sensational.
Oh, sensational. Coco, perhaps something a little understated.
Understated? What? Huh. I will wear something that they will remember. After all, I am Coco Chanel. I want to find something that will light up the room. God knows it's going to be dreary.
Tell us about General Schellenberg, the Nazi chief of intelligence.
General Schellenberg, whose immediate superior was Herr Himmler.
Oh, not him. I still tremble with fear when his name is mentioned.
I believe General Schellenberg is dead now.
You know he is dead now, which is why you paid his family not to publish his war memoirs.
Why were you prepared to pay so much to prevent publication of his book?
It contained detrimental information about people I cared for.
Including yourself.
Particularly yourself.
How embarrassing it would have been for you if people found out he was the spy master who recruited you to work for Germany as an undercover agent.
Spy master? Undercover agent, listen to yourself.
I'm surprised you find such a serious allegation to be amusing. This comes from a reliable source.
It is all nonsense. I would not know how to start being an undercover agent. They have to blend in. I do not know how to do that.
What did you do in your role of undercover agent?
You were given your own code name. Westminster. What an interesting choice. It is amazing how these things connect. The chain again. How many secret missions were you given?
There were no secret missions.
We know the name for one of them.
Let me tell her. The code word for one of her special missions was model hat.
Not very original, considering your profession.
The Germans are not noted for their originality.
You must realise, we know all about this one, so please, tell us yourself.
General Schellenberg asked me to take a message to someone, that is all.
How does a dressmaker come into contact with a spy master?
Not important. And I am not a dressmaker. I'm an haute couture fashion designer. No, I am the haute couture fashion designer.
Who was the message for?
Winston Churchill.
You were asked to take a message to Winston Churchill?
Why would you be asked?
I knew him before the war.
Did you deliver the message?
No. Things became too complicated. I got as far as Madrid.
Travelling around Europe would have been impossible for most people. Obviously not for you.
It was organised for me.
And then, after Madrid? What did you do after Madrid?
I went to Switzerland.
And met up with Baron Dinklager, who had family financial interests there. Am I correct?
Yes.
Do you know what the message was?
Presupposing there ever was a message.
How would I know? It was in code.
Well, what did you do with it? Do you still have it?
No, I gave it to the Baron.
He never let it slip. Not even during pillow talk.
Not even then.
Churchill, you were entrusted to get a message to Churchill.
I think this is as far-fetched as Paula Reed being just a cartoonist, or German officers just stopping to say good morning. Mademoiselle, I believe very little of what you have said during the whole proceedings.
That is your choice.
Do you believe it?
True or false, we need to discuss it. Damn, I told them no interruptions.
How was Switzerland, mademoiselle?
Cold.
It usually is, but very clean.
Very clean.
Yes, the war did not seem to touch them like it did others.
They were the lucky ones.
Sorry, ladies. No more questions.
What?
Why not?
We are to stop this hearing. Someone important has intervened on your behalf.
Who intervened?
Who? You must have friends in very high places.
And are they not just the very best sort to have?
But who?
Are we to be told anything?
No, that is classified.
Sorry, ladies. It looks as if you do not get the pleasure of shaving my head after all. And I know you have been mentally sharpening that razor for the last 3 hours.
You are guilty. I know you are.
And if you repeat such a scandalous statement, I will sue you.
It's all in here. Every word.
Where? In your personal notes. Based on what? Assumptions according to your tight little middle-class values, but not a word or a scrap of evidence to back up any accusation.
Thank you, mademoiselle. You may go now. Sorry to have detained you.
That is it. Sorry. Now go away.
That is it. Thank you for your time.
My time. Do you know how much time I've been wasted? 3 hours. Time waste. Do you know how much money I could have made in that time?
No, we can only imagine.
No, you can never imagine.
No, well.
And as interesting as the stroll through memory lane was, I could have done that at home myself. But then you ladies would not have been so entertained, dare I say, titillated. It cannot be denied. There were times you were almost drooling.
Dare you say I was drooling?
We were disgusted.
Oh, disgusted. Good. It'll give you something to think about when you get back to the mundane. Sudden flashes when you're peeling the potatoes. And your husbands will wonder why you are smiling a secret smile.
You are wrong. When I leave here, I have no intention of giving you another thought.
Oh, yes, you will. You'll think about it a lot.
How dare you say such a thing? We were given an important undertaking and we did our very best to unravel the truth from the hearsay. Your attitude did not help at all.
Good. It was not intended to. Oh, and as you ladies appear to have such an unhealthy interest in the relationships of other people, may I suggest you read some books on the subject? Start off with the simple ones, those with explanatory pictures. Bonjour. Oh, Monsieur Renouf.
Mademoiselle.
I will be sending this committee an account for a 3-hour consultancy fee.
I would expect nothing less. Bonjour, Mademoiselle Chanel.